Good evening, Jamestown. I'm Matthew Nies filling in for John Tyler Petch on this, the second day of May 2011. Osama bin Laden was killed in a firefight with United States forces yesterday. President Barack Obama announced the news last night from the East Room of the White House.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
President Obama continued on by saying, quote, "Justice has been done," end quote. A terrorist mastermind and leader for over 2 decades, bin Laden was killed yesterday by United States forces in a firefight just outside the town of Abbottabad, Pakistan. Bin Laden had been living in a large compound when American forces discovered his whereabouts. A senior U.S. official said bin Laden resisted the American forces and was then killed in the ensuing gunfight. He was later buried at sea. Meanwhile, news of bin Laden's death touched off celebrations throughout the United States, including at the Ground Zero site in New York City, where chants of USA, USA could be heard. JCTV correspondent Rebecca O'Toole caught up with a few Jamestown community members to get their thoughts on the news of bin Laden's death.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if they got bin Laden, and next thing I know they held a card over to him and they showed him that card and they said bin Laden is dead. I said, good!
I think it's just another step towards what we're trying to do over there.
I think it's something that people have been waiting for a long time.
I think it's a great thing. Would have rather have taken him alive, but I'm glad that it happened, and I'm sorry lives had to be taken, other lives had to be taken about it, but I don't really feel like celebrating, but I'm happy for the United States and all the people that suffered from what he has done.
In response to bin Laden's death, the FBI updated its list of the most wanted terrorists, layering a red box reading "deceased" over a black and white portrait of bin Laden, who had a reward of $27 million. But news of bin Laden's death isn't met with happiness by all, including some in Pakistan and, of course, al-Qaeda and the Taliban. Today, the State Department issued a warning to United States citizens abroad to be careful when traveling. Turning now from an international to a local manhunt, the Stutsman County Sheriff's Department isn't releasing the names of 2 individuals arrested in connection with a body found in a ditch near Spiritwood, North Dakota. The body, which belonged to an unknown black man in his 20s or 30s, was found on Saturday. Officials are working to confirm the victim's identity, but do believe it was a homicide. The cause of death is under investigation. Meanwhile, the Stutsman County Sheriff's Department, with assistance from several other state and local departments, made 2 arrests yesterday. Although he didn't release the suspects' names, Stutsman County Sheriff Chad Kaiser says one of the suspects is a man and the other a woman, both about 20 or 30 years old. Turning to weather now, tonight should be partly cloudy with lows falling just below freezing and winds around at 5 to 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow should be mostly sunny with a high near 64 degrees and a south wind around 15 miles per hour, but it looks like that wind might blow in some showers. For the rest of our 5-day forecast, it looks like rain from a 20 to 30% chance until Saturday evening. Thankfully, temperatures look like they'll stay in the high 50s and low 60s, though. I always thought April showers brought May flowers, but hey, I'll take rain over snow any day. It was a busy weekend for Jimmy sports with baseball on the road at Dakota State. The Jimmies played 4 games against Dakota State and were able to win all 4, bolstering their Dakota Athletic Conference record to 14-6 and their overall record to 26-10-1. Just in time for the playoffs, too, as the DAC baseball tournament starts this Wednesday. Softball was at UND on Friday. They lost both games at UND, but then went to Dakota State where they were able to take 3 out of 4, capping the weekend with a 12-4 victory yesterday. The Jimmy softball team currently has a 17-31 overall and a 9-13 conference record. On Friday, the Jimmy softball team will head to Minot to participate in the DAC softball tournament. The men's golf team finished 4th out of 11 at the DAC AMC Unaffiliated Championships in Sioux Falls, South Dakota last Friday and Saturday. On Friday, the Jimmy men's and women's track and field teams hosted the Alcastle Relays, which is Jimmy's only home track meet of the season. For the men, Nathan Bivens took first in the 100-meter dash, Brent Jansen took first in the 200, Duran Johnson took first in the 400-meter run, and Nathan Christensen took first in the 800-meter run. Trent Remick took first in the 110 and 400-meter hurdles, and Robert Nelson took first in shot put and disc. For the women, Annalisa Fouth took first in the 100-meter dash, Ariel Edwards took first in the 200, Marissa Curry took first in the 400, Madeline Horning took first in the 800, and Eliona Reyes took first in the 1500-meter run. Sarah Skipper took first in the 100-meter hurdles, Caleb Isle took first in the 400-meter hurdles, Caleb Remick took first in shot put and discus, Jill Schlenker took first in hammer throw, and to finish things off, Beth Segerholm took first in javelin. Yesterday, the Dakota Athletic Conference women's heptathlon and men's decathlon were scheduled to take place in Dickinson, North Dakota. Be sure to tune in to JCTV later in the week for results from both the heptathlon and decathlon. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Jamestown. I hope the rest of your evening is a good one. Just a reminder that this week is finals week here at Jamestown College, which means it is also the last week before summer break and also the final week of news updates. Have a great night, Jamestown. I'm Matthew Nies.